Hey everyone. So I'm going to wait to see if some people hop on the live. But to start off, I wanted to ask all the sugar babies out there. I know that this is like a huge topic, a huge thing on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok. And I wanted to ask a question to all of the sugar babies or all of the aspiring sugar babies out there. Okay. Do you understand that there are men out here trying to get the most from you for the very least possible? Do you understand that? And do you understand that historically, men would risk their lives, go off to war, die only for the opportunity, the chance to get access to a woman, to get access to a woman's body? Do you understand that? Do you understand this? All right. Now, when taking into account this reality, this reality of the history of the power of the P, right? Why would you allow a man to try to get the very most valuable thing on this planet, which is the P, for little to nothing? Why would you do that? Why would you do it? All right. So Faith Alexis Jackson, hey girl. Faith says, you got me hooked with the title. Faith says, oh yes, I know. Get the bag from them. Okay. Yes, I know, period. Okay, now, like I said before, there are men out here who are trying to get the most out of you for the very least. A lot of women, unfortunately, have been completely brainwashed into misunderstanding the power and the worth of the P, right? We really think about it. If you really sit down and think, if you really sit down and do your research, you'd know that women have something much, much more valuable than money. Women have something that without it, money wouldn't exist. We all wouldn't exist. This world would not exist. Okay. So to sit here and let these men tell you that somehow they have the power because they have the money is a lie. Because guess what? They wouldn't exist without the P. They wouldn't have anything without it. They wouldn't have no money without it. Do you understand that men go out and build businesses and get money and get nice houses and get nice cars just for it, just to get access to women? Period. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I came across a video of he's a pretty successful YouTuber, Hustlers Kung Fu, and he was talking about the socioeconomics of trim, which is another word for the P. And it's just really interesting that men will sit here and try to tell women what their stuff is worth when they don't have control over it. Now, there are a lot of initiatives. There are a lot of laws, regulations, politicians trying to regulate a woman's body, right? Because that's how powerful it is. No one tries to control something that isn't powerful. No one tries to regulate something that isn't powerful. No one tries to oppress something that isn't powerful. Okay, let me say that again. No one tries to control something that isn't powerful. No one tries to regulate something that isn't powerful. No one tries to oppress something that isn't powerful. All right. So to sit here and let these men tell you that they have the power is ridiculous. Because first of all, a woman made the decision of whether or not she would allow a man to be born. You understand what I'm saying? Abortions have existed for thousands of years. Women have terminated pregnancies for as long as we can remember, right? Women have the power over whether or not you are born. So to sit here and pretend that men have the power because they just got some money is ridiculous, because what women have is way, way more powerful than money. All right. So now I'm going to get into this video. I want to show you this video I'm talking about, and I just want to explain some things. Okay.
The social economics of trim. Price is driven by supply. there's a lot of supply, price goes down. If there's a limited supply, the price goes up. Well, many of these women are unfamiliar with marketplace dynamics. This chick told me $1,500 for an hour. And I was like, good luck with that, right? So we were just going on. And this chick, because I sent her an offer, and this is one of the things you don't have to worry about, because most of the time, if you're trying to do some of this stuff, it's just not going to work out, because when it dawns upon them what they are, if you are a sugar baby, you're just a dedicated prostitute. That's pretty much what you are. And many of them, once they get to that understanding, they either go in real hard and get themselves 2 or 3 sugar daddies, or they bail. So the social economics of trim has experienced downward pricing pressure, because I offered this chick $150 and she said no, which is, what's to be expected, because most of them feel that they can get $250 to $500 for going on a platonic date. This is the information that's being pushed by all of these videos on TikTok and YouTube talking about you can be a sugar baby and get $500 for going on a 2-hour date. That sounds good. It really sounds like, oh, so I just gotta go somewhere with some dude and I don't have to. Okay, I'm with it, right? The number of men who have the capacity to become a sugar daddy is somewhat limited, because most people are struggling. For the girls that I've engaged and talked to, they have been on the site for a while. They said most of these dudes are perpetrator posers or broke, and they're looking for a long-term engagement with consistent cash flow. Well, this one chick who told me $1,500, she came back. She circled back like 3 weeks later, and I was like, already found someone. And she was like, darn. She went from $1,500 to $150. Here's the thing. If you're not part of this, I will be reporting from Sugar Baby Avenue. Every day, hundreds of women jump on these websites. So what is happening is the trim supply is exponentially increasing at a staggering rate. I'm just sitting there like, what? Because I noticed this about 2-3 months ago, that they were starting to come on, because there will be.
All right, so there's a lot to unpack here. I wanted to address some of the points he made. So he talks about market supply and demand, okay? And yes, it is very true that the more something is in supply, the less demand there is for it, right? And he was talking about how he offered a girl $150 in order to go on a date, right? And the girl wanted $1,500. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm reading some of these comments. I'm reading some of these chats. But I'm going to get to the chats right quick. I'm going to get to the chats. Here's the thing. Women don't understand. Women will let men brainwash them into thinking that, the men determine. Oh, I determine. No. Men don't determine anything. If women truly understood that they have complete power and control over who gets access to them. So if you don't want to deal with a man unless he's paying all your bills, you don't have to deal with a man unless he's paying all your bills, right? And if women as a whole took on this mindset, if a woman took on this mindset, and if all women took on this mindset, men would not have access to us. If men do not have access to women, the value of women goes up. The value of the P goes up. Understand, okay, earlier when I started the video, I talked about the power of the P, right? Now, there were studies done a while ago, maybe even like 10 years ago, maybe even longer than that, about internet content. And they found that 80%, y'all, listen to me, 80% of the photos, of the images on the internet were of naked women, of naked female bodies. Now, 80%. Other studies have shown that men think about sex upwards to hundreds of times a day. Now, If someone is thinking about your stuff that much, imagine how much power is in that, right? But here's the thing. The whole trick in the trap of this century, which didn't exist in other centuries, right, is that women have been brainwashed into thinking that the men determine this value. The men do not determine this value. If every single woman today said, you know what, I'm not going to entertain a man unless he takes care of me fully. I mean, buys me a house, buys me a car. If every woman made that decision, you know what men would start to do? Men would start to get their money up in order to provide. So women determine that dynamic. Women set the tone. Women have been brainwashed into believing otherwise, to believing that they don't set the tone. But if a man is thinking about sex hundreds of times a day, and if 80% of the images on the internet, on the World Wide Web, are of naked female bodies, then who really has the power? If money wouldn't exist without the P, because people don't exist without the P, and money doesn't exist without people, then who really has the power? If men don't exist without women, because all men come out of a woman's portal, then who really has the power? You listen, here's the thing. Women set the tone. If a woman decides not to engage with a man until that man gives her what she wants, she maintains the power. Now, where it gets messed up, there's two ways it gets messed up. Two ways. The first way, women have been brainwashed into thinking the men have the control and the power. And when we think about the systems and the institutions they create, they do. But when we talk about the interpersonal relationships on the individual level, women have the power, because women have the access to the very one thing, the very most important thing that men think about and dream about and fantasize about all day long, and that is your body. Studies have shown that men think about sex upwards to hundreds of times a day. They're thinking about your body hundreds of times a day. They're thinking about your body parts. They're thinking about getting it, accessing it hundreds of times a day. Do you not understand how women can leverage that to empower themselves? Anyway, I have some more content. I'm going to read some of these chats, and then I have some more content to share with you. Now, so the video is 13 minutes in. I haven't even said what I need to say. So, any sugar babies out there, if you're an aspiring sugar baby, if you are a sugar baby, please make sure to read this book. This is Hotactics, y'all. This book is called Hotactics: How to Mind F a Man into Spending, Spoiling, and Sponsoring. This book was written by G.L. Lambert, which is a man. Okay, y'all need to read this book. There is no way you need to be out here talking to any man before you read this book. Okay? No way. All right, so let me read some of these chats. So here's the thing. Faith Alexis Jackson. Faith says, put the WAP on him one good time. He gonna get it in line, period. Actually, the best way to get him in line is to tell him he gonna get it, but never give it to him. Keep the hope alive and never keep promising, but never deliver. That's not how you do anything. That's how you get left. Come on, Faith. I thought you've been watching these videos longer than this. Terry Glazier, plus most men can't throw the D right anyway. They don't have the right size or the skills to make us go crazy and sprung. Or, hey, listen. Oh my goodness. Luxury Queen says, preach, sis. Luxury Queen, women have the power. They do, but they've just been brainwashed into thinking otherwise. That's the only problem with women. Women have been brainwashed into thinking they don't have the power, and women lack the overall desire to act in accordance. Like, we need to make a whole pact to not put out until the things we want to see in the world have been actualized. I mean, if we did that, a lot of things would be fixed in this world. If women said, hey, I'm not putting out until their homelessness doesn't exist anymore, guess what? You won't see no more people on the street. Okay. What else? Being single is not always the best. Oh, okay. So Fighter says half these chicks in here are single in their 30s. Fighter, when I hit my 30s, yo, I would want to be single. I want to be single. If a man is not taking full care of me, I want to be single. Yo, I was going to make a video on this. I was going to say, when you single, you free. Think about this. Y'all, and here's another thing. A lot of women have been brainwashed into thinking being single is a bad thing. When you single, you are free. Listen, I love being single. It's the best thing, because guess what? I can go on a date with this guy. I can go on a date with that guy. I can ask that guy for bill money, this guy for bill money. They give it to me. It's like you get 5 times the more, you get 5 times more resources. But if you committed to one guy and he can't really provide for you fully, you're missing out on the opportunity. When you're single, you're missing out on the opportunities to get even more stuff from men. Y'all need to be single. Being single is lit. Being single is where it's at, because you get access to so much more resources. You get access to a lot of resources because you're single, because you're not committed to one man, and one man can't be like, oh, don't go out with him. No, go out with multiple men and get multiple men's money. It is the best thing to be single. Look, luxury queens, you already know. Luxury queen says you get multiple streams of income dating multiple men. What the heck? Ugh. See, men want a girlfriend, because a lot of poor men want a monogamous relationship because they can't afford to have multiple women. No, I do not want to be committed to a man, especially a man that's not fully providing. If that man is not fully providing, I am losing out by being in a relationship. If you are with a man, if you have a boyfriend and he's not fully providing for you, you are losing out in the relationship. You're losing money that you could be making. You're losing money. What the fuck? Being single is the best thing. Faith, girl, you look, Faith, getting your hair paid for ain't nothing. When I say getting resources from men, I mean getting car notes paid, rent paid, fine jewelry, gold, silver, things that really matter. Okay, these are the things you need to be striving for, not getting your hair done. Come on now, Faith. Come on, girl. You don't need a consultation. A fighter complex says hypothetical boycotts. Listen, fighter. Did those bus boycotts work? Didn't it? Didn't those bus boycotts work? Didn't they work? All the black people in the South were like, nah. I think what was it, Alabama, right? In Alabama, all the black people were like, listen, we don't want to be discriminated against anymore. We're not riding these buses. We are not paying to ride these buses. And guess what they did? We had a whole national movement to desegregate, a whole national movement for civil rights, a whole national movement to treat black people like human beings, because they did a what? They did a boycott, right? Now, if women have the discipline to do this, we can control everything. It's about that discipline. It's about that discipline. Come on. Okay, so Fighter says, let's not compare it to something primal. What's more primal than tribalism? If you think about racism, if you think about segregation, that's a form of tribalism, and that's very primal. Anyway, I'm not going to get into Fighter. You distracted me from my point. I'm not getting in it. I'm not getting into it with you today, Fighter. They trying to manipulate. What? Wait a minute. What's going on, Terry? What are you talking about? Terry says, yes, they can't afford to support themselves and lifestyle, so they try to exploit, manipulate, and live with us for free and not pay for us, not to provide or protect. Yeah, that's definitely what poor men do. That's why a lot of poor men will try to manipulate women. So because they don't have the money to actually take care of a woman. Like, listen, here's the thing, right? When a woman is taken care of, she don't want to leave. Like, why would she want to go anywhere? She doesn't want to go anywhere. So if you're taking care of a woman, you really don't have to worry about infidelity or cheating or that woman leaving, because instinctually women want to be cared for, and they want stability and they want security. And when a provider man creates that safe and secure environment, if a provider man creates that safe and secure environment by providing stability, that woman is not really going to want to leave. Okay, so yeah, you're right. There are plenty of toys too, so we really don't need a man. I mean, you said it, I didn't say it, but good point. So what else? But anyway, I made a couple of other notes. It was just, I mean, that video of that guy talking about how he was trying to get the most out of a woman for the least. It makes me make these videos because women truly have been brainwashed into misunderstanding their power and their worth. And I really come on here to encourage women to never expect the least, like always expect more. If women all together started to expect more, started to expect men to take care of them, for their time, for their presence, men wouldn't be out here talking about, I'm gonna pay you $150 to get the most valuable thing in the world, which is access to a woman's portal. Now, that's really important to understand because, like I've said in other videos, women take on the lion's share of risk when it comes to heterosexual relationships with men. If you have some type of sexual encounter with a man as a woman, you are taking on the lion's share of the risk. Women are the ones that get pregnant, and women still die from childbirth and pregnancy complications. So you're risking your life. So basically you're risking your life. Not only are you risking your life, but say you do get pregnant and you have a child, right? Now, a lot of women are left by their male partners. A lot of women are just left, okay? Now that leaves you as what? That leaves you as a single mother. There's a lot of social stigma around single mothers. There's a lot of social stigma around a woman's sexual choices. Okay. Women are treated a certain type of way if she's thought to have a lot of sexual partners. So you are risking social stigma. You are risking your life. You are risking possibly having a child and a man leaving you in financial ruin and living a horrible life. So why would you give up something that valuable if that man is not creating some type of stability? Why take on that risk if there is no reward? You don't have to. You don't have to do that. Trust me when I tell you, men want what you have more than money. The only reason why they get money is so that they can have access to what you have. Please understand this. Men go out and get good jobs and they start businesses and they become rich just to have access to women. So it's not the men who have the power, because the men are running around using their money to chase the thing that's really valuable. Male politicians are running around here trying to regulate and control and create laws and policies about the means of reproduction, about a woman's portal. Men are out here really doing that because you have the power. Like I said before, no one tries to control what is not powerful. No one tries to oppress what is not powerful. No one tries to regulate and make laws about something that is not powerful. If you weren't powerful and if what you had wasn't worth more than them and everything they got, They wouldn't be out here making laws about abortion. They wouldn't be out here making laws about contraception. They wouldn't be out here making laws about sex work. They wouldn't be out here making laws about a woman's body, period. They wouldn't be out here doing it. So understand your power. You have been brainwashed. Okay? You have been brainwashed. And people who call women gold diggers have been brainwashed too. Because you know what men are? Men are sex diggers. You know what I detest, Fighter? I detest sex diggers. I detest men who just be out here looking for sex. And most men are just out here looking for sex. I detest them. And there's really no such thing as a compliment. There's no such thing as a gold digger because women are naturally expensive. Okay? Women are naturally expensive. So, you know what? I've been on here running my mouth. I had to respond to these videos because they're crazy. But one more thing I want to show. Okay, if you are if you're an aspiring sugar baby, gold digger, whatever, you need to not only read this book. Okay, look, I'm going to show y'all. Y'all need to read this book. It's on Audible. You don't even have to read it. Just listen to it. You don't even got to read it. Okay? And you need to subscribe to this woman's channel. And you need to sit down and watch not all her videos, but all the videos about relationships and women and money. You need to watch this woman's channel, Shira71. Listen, this is what you need to do. Okay? Subscribe to that woman's channel, read this book, follow this man, GL Lambert, on Twitter. Come on now. Okay? And I'm going to play one more thing for you. Okay, but I think women should do that because men be out here using women for vagina. So using a man simply for bread is a gold digger. Using a woman simply for sex is called the scum of the earth and a sex digger. And sex is way more valuable than money. Vagina is way more valuable than money. So he's doing worse. The man is doing worse, but no one talks about that. Thanks, Faith. Make sure you read that book. True Universe, if men were acting right and treating us women fully right, we would not be single or trying to dig for gold because they provide all you need. I don't know. And we've been brainwashed into thinking men are like something to be sought after. No, the most sought after thing in this world are women. You understand? Hi, Empress Lisa. Okay, I'm going to play this and I'm going to sound off. I think I've made all the points that I need. I might remake this video because people really need to hear this over and over again. Because it's like women have been brainwashed so bad, like so bad, y'all. Like I can't even. Okay, let me see. Actually, before I play this, did I show you this? Did y'all see this? Did y'all see this? This, you have to follow him on Twitter too. So you have to follow him. He's the author. This man right here. Follow him on Twitter. Like if you are on this live right now, go to Twitter and follow this man. Okay, his handle is 8, the letter 8. The number 8 plus 9. The number 9. The number 8 plus the number 9. 8 plus 9 right here. Follow this man, y'all. Follow him. Okay, that's your assignment. I'm giving everybody homework. If you're watching this video and if you're an aspiring sugar baby or an aspiring gold digger, follow this man. And listen to his book. Go to Audible, sign up for Audible. If you are interested in a free trial of Audible, you can go to the description of this video. You can go scroll down to the description and you can sign up for Audible and get 30 days for free using my link. I have it. It's under the freebie section in my in my description. So you can listen to that for free on me, 30 days. Listen to this book. This is your homework. All right. Okay. So we got to get those two things out the way. Okay. We done with that. Now, last thing, I just want to play this video for y'all because it is fundamental in a gym.
Hey, you ain't got no business sitting up there giving your pussy away like God gives out his air. No, don't make your pussy common. The moment that you make the pleasures of your head game or the pleasures that your pussy can provide, once you make that a common thing, it won't be appreciated. Even if you're in a marriage, even if you're in a so-called relationship or situationship, things that are common won't be appreciated. So, you might even possess and profess love for an individual, but you still need to, not give up that head and pussy like that to that boyfriend or, or to her, because once you have made this a common thing, it won't be appreciated. You'll just be a regular thing. No matter how good your pussy is, no matter how good your head is, or whatever you're doing in that bedroom, you can sit up there and fuck that man, till bad times become good. And he'll still have a desire to have sex with another woman. So don't ever think that that's some good game, a one suck or one fuck or keep a bitch away. Don't listen to that dumbass shit you see on Facebook. You can suck and fuck that man for 23 hours and he'll walk outside within that 1 hour, within a 24-hour day, and still have a desire to communicate and fornicate with another woman. Okay, don't fuck up. So, treat your pussy, like a holiday, so you can live life like every day is your birthday. Okay, for those that's in a relationship. But if he's not surrendering and rendering what you desire, why are you giving him, what he desires? And they want to put these titles on you, a prostitute or a hoe. Baby, he did what he was supposed to do. Okay, fair exchange, no robbery. He wanted to come, you want to come up. And I'm not trying to encourage you to be a prostitute. I'm just telling you your value. Okay, you don't want to sit up there and listen to old lies from new mouths, and these guys putting on these Oscar award winning performances, like they love you and really like you. Baby, he just wants some pussy. You know what I'm saying? And you might just want some dick, but ain't nothing wrong with why you receiving that pleasure to receive, some treasure as well. You know what I mean? So if you got that beautiful heaven sent miracle between your legs, if you got that miracle, it should not be a reason why you don't have a vehicle. If you got that miracle called pussy, it should not be a reason, baby, why you're 25 years old, and you don't have nothing going on. You live with your mama and on that.
All right, now, Fighter, I dropped the link. It's right here. I dropped the link. But I'm gonna have to go soon. So if you will hurry up and want to come on and say something, you have to hurry up because I have to go. But anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. I've given resources for all y'all. Y'all need to study, okay? It don't make no sense. You can't be running out here. It's like, honestly, I use this example all the time. It's like if you had a handful of diamonds, would you be running around here and handing it out to anybody who asked you for it? Would you be doing that? No. So stop doing that. And the thing is, it's like, here's the thing. Here's another problem and trouble. Another problem is women who like SEX more than they like that. What's up, Fighter?
What up? So
What happened?
oh, I have a story for you, but I know y'all probably don't want to hear it. I have
Just
a
tell
quick
the
story. Well,
story.
not matter of fact.
I have to go.
All right. So my thing is like, you guys are saying it's like you guys want like a weak man, and then you're not gonna be attracted to him. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's gonna be a weak man. Like he just giving in to you and everything you want, and you
But
guys
they
want
already
y'all.
do that.
Hmm.
They already do that. They give into their desire. I mean, we all know men are physically very weak
Right.
when it comes to like sexual desire. That's why. And here's the thing, like, in one thing that from that video that I showed, he
Yeah.
was talking about, oh, sugar babies are just prostitutes, not understanding that a lot of sugar babies don't even have sex with these men, right? And another
Yeah.
thing is, okay, guess what? Guess what? Prostitutes wouldn't exist without men who are willing to pay. You feel me? So I just think it's really weird. I think the stigma around sex workers, the stigma around strippers, the stigma around like porn, the stigma around all of this is very strange because none of it would exist without the demand that comes from the men who want it. So
Right.
it's like, why are you
Yeah.
shaming?
Oh
It's like,
yeah. Oh
why
no
are
no.
you
Oh,
shaming the
you know.
men?
No. Oh no. I don't shame. I don't
I mean, I
shame.
mean, I mean, I mean, like, why are you shaming the women when like the women wouldn't even be employed?
If it wasn't for the men.
Yeah.
Yeah. No no. Oh no. I mean, at the end of the day, humans do what they do. My thing is, I feel like it's like a lack of self love and self respect. If you're a prostitute or if you're a guy paying for sex, I feel like that's on both sides. Like if you're on OnlyFans, I feel like both parties it's a shit show. Whether
So,
you're paying for feet or selling your feet
oh
or
my
selling little
gosh.
box pics,
But
you know how
you know what? I think I would have. Okay, so
whether
uh,
you're buying it or selling it.
so here's the thing, right? I think before I started this particular research study that I'm conducting right now, I would have agreed with you. I would have been like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like these people don't have self love. They don't love themselves. Blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
But after interviewing a bunch of like digital sex workers and sex workers, I'm like, dang, like that's a great question. The question that they pose is, now this is really important. Men, okay, it is risky for women to deal with men. Point blank, period. Right?
Yes, that's
I
true.
mean, like women are constantly
You,
assaulted. There's a lot of domestic violence. There's a
right?
lot of
Yeah, that's true.
rape. There's a lot of
Yeah.
women. There's
Like
a lot of men just.
if you get pregnant, you have the baby, your life changed, but the guy he
I
could just walk,
know. I mean,
he could
a
leave.
lot of women have their lives ruined
Yep.
by
Yeah.
having children by men who don't stick around, right?
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
is risky. It is very risky for, and I never thought of it like this, right? I never thought about it like this until I started doing my research study. And then they were like, well, if we are well aware of all this risk, and if we think about it logically, we're like, okay, man, we got to deal with this risk, we got to deal with rape, we got to deal with assault, we got to deal with being single mothers, we got to deal with social stigma, we got to deal with this. Why would we take on that risk without some type of reward? Why would we deal with men for free? Why would we do that?
I
That
mean,
don't make no sense.
I mean, what's up, real deal?
What's going
Um,
on, man? I just want to say something after Fighter's done.
uh,
Let Fighter finish his thought.
I'm gonna give you guys like a quick story, right? A quick story. All right, so I'm living in the New York area, so I met this woman, a very attractive woman, and she's like Puerto Rican and Egyptian, right? Very very attractive woman, and but she lives in Chicago now, right? And she was out here for visiting. So we kind of like started flirting, talking here and there over the phone, and we entertained the thought of me flying out, for a weekend up there. And I could tell by her language and the things she speaks on, she's very materialistic, like to the point that it's kind of like it seems almost like very shallow. She's like very shallow, and she's what we deem gold digger. She's only 23, but she deals with these men that are 50, 60, 40, and she tells me straight up that she's used them for money and all that. So, long story short, you know, uh,
But understand, fighter, just one thing: like these men freely and willingly give to these women. Like
right.
she's not like holding a gun to their head. Like she's,
Oh no, no, of course not. I agree. I agree. Um, so but then right, yesterday, yesterday, she hits me up, right? And she says, "Hey, baby." I'm like, "Baby?" Like she says, "Hey, baby." I'm like, "What up? How you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I need a favor from you. I'm gonna get my lashes done." And I'm like, "Huh?" So then I FaceTime her, and she doesn't pick up, right? And then she
she
says,
didn't have
"Oh,
her lashes on. She didn't have her lashes on. She didn't want you to see her.
so I asked her, okay, what's going on? I asked her what's going on, right? And she says, oh well, I'm about to get my lashes done, and I owe my lash tech $18. You have Cash App? She asked me, do you have Cash App?
Yeah,
Um, no, it's not about if I can't afford it or not. It's not about if I can afford it. It's about
you just don't want to be used for money.
That's all I'm saying. The same way a woman
Right.
doesn't want to be used
Right.
used for
But
just
here's the
sex,
thing,
right?
Ryder, do you
Right.
realize that the reason why, and you know what? I think using people as if they're like objects is horrible, period. But the only reason why nowadays, currently, there is like this cultural shift of like gold diggers and
We're,
sugar babies and
we're on
hypergamy
defense.
is
Everyone is on defense.
because men have been running game on women, using them for sex for decades, and they like, no, we flipping the table. And I think that's completely called for and it's warranted. And you
So,
can't
I'd pay for it.
and listen, here's the thing. If you don't want women to run
I'd
if
pay.
you don't want women to run around and try to use men for money, then you need to go talk to your brothers, talk to your male homies, and be like, look, y'all need to stop running over here trying to use women for sex, because they are responding to you. Women are matching the energy of men, and that's it. So if you don't want women to match that energy, then you need to tell your male friends to go together.
now, let's say like if I'm dating a woman, I'm not against like, you know, spoiling her and doing all these things
But
for
it's too
her,
early.
or like because if you really like somebody and if you want to help them, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. Like you paying a bill for them or paying a couple of bills, whatever. That's up to you what you want to do, right? If you really like someone, if you want her to be your woman, I'm cool with
See, I would have
that.
paid for it. You see, I would have paid.
No,
Even
but
though that
listen,
shit was too early, I would have paid.
yo, but listen,
I would have paid.
No,
You had a
listen,
boricua, man. You had a boricua, man. Come on, cuz.
real deal. Listen, real deal. I have
I get what you mean, man. It's too
Listen
early.
now, y'all gonna have to wrap it up. I got something.
give me
Wrap it up.
30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. So then she tells me, "Oh, Chris, you cash app? Can you cash app me? The relates take $18." And then I was about to do it because I'm that type of
All
person.
right, man.
Like
I'm done. We
if
need another live stream on this. Bye, Maya. Peace.
because if
Bye,
you my
Jonathan. Okay, go
because
ahead.
if you my friend. Because if you my friend, you about to go on a date. That's why you in a hurry to date tonight.
No,
But,
I'm not. Go ahead.
so like I help people out. Like I help friends out, and I wouldn't even ask for the money back. But then I started thinking about it. Hold on, she's a gold digger. She straight up told me. So then I was like, I ain't got it. I got $18, bro. Like, come on, man. I drive trucks for a living. So then she so then she wrote me back like within like 20 seconds. 20 seconds. She says, oh, never mind. I gave her the money already because I know you don't even have $18. And then I told my boy, yo, am I bugging, bro? And he's like, no, you're not bugging, right? And then when I went to go, I was like, yo, what should I say? He was like, man, just don't pay no mind to it. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. I'm gonna be nonchalant about it. So then I swear I was gonna give it to her, but I said no just to test the kinda. And she got mad and blocked me because I went to write okay and it didn't go through. So I'm being petty, right? I was being a little toxic. I called her, right? I called her, unblocked, right? But listen. I called. I said, "Well, you blocked me," and she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Why?" She said, "Cause I don't want no broke nigga in my phone," and hung up.
Well, it's not about being broke. It's about being stingy. Like if you thinking over $18, like it's not like she asking for 500. But I mean, I get it. I get you. Listen, I gotta wrap up. We can talk
All
about
right.
this later. I gotta go. Hopefully, we can hop on later.
Hey, listen. When you go
What?
on this date tonight, order the
I'm
most
not going.
expensive.
I'm
You
not
order
going
the
on
most
a date.
expensive. Yo, order the most expensive thing, okay? You looking nice today.
You're so
Order the most
crazy.
expensive thing.
Listen. Goodbye. Bye,
Bye.
fighter.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye. Bye.